Welcome to the Red Mallard Marketing Podcast. I'm your co-host, John Welches. With me is Alex Bennett, the Chief Content Strategist and Integrator of Red Mallard. I say integrator because today we're talking about EOS, which means I'm the visionary. Reluctantly or self-appointed, there's no getting away from it. I have a vision.
And I'm here to make sure that that vision goes from something big to something medium.
Why do visionaries struggle, Alex?
The number one reason is because they have lots of big ideas, but they don't care at all about the practical realities of making them happen.
But they expect and want them to happen flawlessly by having spoken them into being.
That's right.
Well, recently, for the last almost 5 years, we were under the advisory of one Jackie Kibler, who was our illustrious EOS implementer. And we met Jackie through Vistage almost 5 years ago. And very quickly, I'd already read Traction, heard about it a few years prior in 2017, and was intimidated by the fees. And so about a few years later, I met Jackie, and we negotiated a good startup relationship since we were one of her very first clients, and we were willing to pay. So it kind of worked out for everybody. Red Mallard would not be where it is today without Jackie.
100% true.
That's very, very happy to say that because she has been a very gifted, generous fan, but also push back, push forward during our time together. And so, Alex, what would you say, since we didn't move on from Jackie, we basically just agreed that we'd kind of graduated and we were ready to kind of implement on our own, having been through the required 2 years or the recommended 2 years. What's been the biggest shift in Red Mallard in your time? Because you are almost 5 years into your tenure here. I mean, more than that, but officially 5 years.
Boy, there's a lot. When I joined Red Mallard, there was no structure. We were organizing projects in Asana, sort of, and every single thing we did had to be handcrafted, no process, no procedure. You know, the purpose of EOS is to create a shared framework for managing the business, working on the business, and having everybody in the team pulling in the same direction and surfacing issues and resolving them together in ways that are actually actionable and practical. And it's absolutely essential to do that when you're growing. It's fine when you're small, really small, and you have, one or two people. And EOS has just helped us to stay in sync. And those quarterly meetings that we have really are reset points. And Jackie has been instrumental in those because oftentimes we come into those quarterly meetings kind of crawling because we're exhausted. There's been all these issues piling up. There's no plan to address them. And we sit in these quarterly meetings all day long as a team and hammer them out. And at the end, we have a clear roadmap of what we're doing and everybody leaves energized. Sometimes we leave a little bit intimidated by the amount we have to do, but those are great resets. And, I feel like EOS brings a lot of value to us beyond just those meetings, but to me, those are the most important piece.
Yeah, I remember going into most of those quarterly meetings feeling extremely nervous or anxious, feeling not confident about where the business was, even though we could have had an amazing day the day before. But it's just always going into those quarterly meetings, I was always feeling this sense of like, what are we doing wrong? Why do we need these meetings? We're doing something wrong. But what I would always learn in the meetings was mostly from my fellow team members was this is what's going right and this is what needs improvement. I tend to focus on like where are the bad things that are happening? What are the threats and what am I doing wrong? What's everybody else doing wrong? And why isn't this just perfect? And then you get into the meeting, you get into the structure. Everybody has an equal spot at the table to share and to refine and to dialogue. And then in those moments, you realize, oh, well, on the one side, we're all in this together, because everybody has a choice to be here. And on the other side, it's like we all have different pain points, but we're all here to help each other get through those pain points. And what's been so healthy, I think, for the team is just the EOS model has been it's a circular model. It's, every quadrant, there's it's the 5 or 6 different quadrants. And when those are all running together, you've got traction. And what I found is that those are all equal things. Those are all important things. And everybody has a hat to wear or a couple it becomes a very unifying experience at the end of every day. I'm always, everybody's walking away with some responsibilities. Their rocks are defined. And, without fail, we've grown every year since we've done EOS. And so it has a lot to say for that. I think it's been good, steady growth. It hasn't been crippling growth. It hasn't been barely any growth. It's just been decent, steady growth for the kind of business that we want to support our families, our lifestyles. And, where we're at and where we are now is we're ready for more. But I think we're ready for more because we've done the work the last 5 years to get ready.
Yeah. And I one of the things I really appreciate about EOS is it really pushes you to develop and refine and crystallize your identity as a business and as a team, which in a service industry like ours is something that's easy to neglect because we're busy working on our clients' identities, with the consequence being that the clients end up, if you're not focusing on your own identity and your own way of doing things, you can end up doing things the way the client wants every time, which with the results that as you grow, you have to continuously build new solutions for every single client that walks through the door.
Yeah.
But if you have 5 industrial supply businesses that you're supporting, chances are they don't really need very different solutions one from the next.
Right.
And if you're letting somebody at the client's dictate what you're doing, especially if that person is not a marketing professional, you end up losing sight of what's important for your own business, and also kind of losing control of your own expertise because you're letting the client dictate what needs to be done. And when the truth is you should be informing the client on what they should do, what the best answer is for their goals.
Right.
And that's one of the things I think that EOS has really helped us to hone in on, that idea of working on the business.
Yes.
It really is powerful. It was interesting to see that progression early on, suddenly focusing on the business, realizing, oh, we have all these things we could do to address all the operational challenges that we have and actually make a difference for ourselves in the way we work. And you can see it not just in the practical stuff, the way we manage projects, the way we organize ourselves, but also in the kinds of people we've hired.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think uncovering our core values, we've got 4 core values: empathy, arm in arm, strive for better, and humble expert. Every year I'm tempted to add a 5th one, and not integrity, because if you have to say it. No, I'm just kidding. I know a lot of great companies that have integrity as one of their core values. I feel like it's baked into the people we hire, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but those 4 core values came out of the EOS process, and they really embody, I think, every facet of the business, and it embodies how we treat each other, and it also embodies how we do our work and the kind of work we do. And we wouldn't have had those, and we wouldn't have come to those, as a team if we didn't have EOS creating the space for those. And I think that's the word that maybe is a good place to kind of camp. If you're, if you don't have space, as Alex said, to work on the business, your business might grow and it might be very successful, but are you enjoying it? Are you feeling fulfilled by it? Or is it helping you find other fulfillment in life, through faith or through relationships or through, just your passions? And I think that's what EOS does. It creates the space for you to just kind of look around and enjoy, and also run the business so that everybody has space to enjoy. And so I think, if you're on the fence of doing any kind of business process, or if you even know what that means, what it typically means when you are ready for something like EOS, or you need something like EOS, is that you probably feel like you're always in the hamster wheel, and you're probably looking around at your team wondering, why aren't they working as hard as I am? Or you're wondering, why aren't we achieving more because of how hard we're all working? And I think what EOS provides is that framework to look around, look in, and then look out and go, okay, well, now that we've surveyed the important things, we've looked at our team, we've looked at the state of our business, now we can actually have a plan and a path and structure to move forward together towards what tomorrow has for us. And so if you're on the fence about if that resonates with anything that you're dealing with in your business, then, you should investigate EOS or any kind of business process. But we've done EOS, we know it, and we'll keep doing it. And then we wholeheartedly recommend Jackie Kibler. If you think EOS is for you, She's a phenomenal person and a good friend, and we will always recommend her when it comes to the implementer of choice.
Jackie's very good at what she does. The other piece that I would say about EOS, I've had occasion to look at other models over time, and one of the key features that leaps out about EOS is it's very simple. It's not throwing a whole bunch of complicated things at you where you have to spend all this time just running the system itself.
Yes.
The system is super simple and streamlined, and that level of simplicity is not easy to achieve. It's a highly refined system that really does get you to the core things that you need to be doing to help you get over all of the hurdles that you end up encountering running a business.
That's an amazing word to describe it, and it's not a complicated word because the word is simple, but it's true. It's a framework that not any idiot, but this idiot could certainly have seen the beauty in and been like, okay, if you're in that moment where you just realize you need something or you want the business to do something or you want it to be different, then you're probably looking for an EOS. And then it's aligning with somebody who can be your Sherpa, your shepherd, your counselor, therapist.
Disciplinarian.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, who's the boxing coach in Rocky?
Oh,
it's Burgess Meredith.
The one who gets punched out by, was it Apollo? Punched him out? No, was it the Russian guy? I can't remember.
Or
it's been a while.
Mr. T?
Mr. T, that's right. It was Mr. T.
Mr. T. Mr. T is not Russian.
No.
He's a proud American, but he did punch Burgess Meredith to death, as far as we recall, based on our limited Rocky cinema.
I should have remembered that. I used to have that on VHS and then watched that a lot when I was a kid.
That one scene over and over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really like Mr. T. What can I say?
All right. This has been the Red Mallard Marketing Podcast. You can look up Jackie Kibler on LinkedIn or on EOS's website, I'm sure, Kibler. We'll tag her in this LinkedIn post when we post this. It's been a pleasure, Alex.
Have a good day, John.